Reflect on a time when you had an epiphany in your life. So I'll give you just a few seconds to think about that. When you've had an epiphany in your life, or a significant moment where something changed for you, something drastic. So you had a new way of thinking. And it could have been a small moment when you're sitting in your car, waiting in traffic in Atlanta, which we all have great experience with that. It could have been at work. But for me, when I was thinking about this event tonight, I thought about two epiphanies, and they both have to do with Asia. Two of the biggest moments in my life were brought on by traveling and working in Asia. The first, some of you in this audience may know very well, is that when I traveled to India for the first time in 1998, I accidentally, within 2 days, and I stress accidentally, started a riot in a railway station in Calcutta. Thank you. Now you're even more scared. That's another story for another time. Unfortunately, we don't have time to get into that, but it is on the internet. You can Google it. The Calcutta Railway Riot. It's on my blog as well. You can read about that. But the second epiphany actually just came this March, again in India. So I was there working with a client, and we were developing ways to make their global team between Mumbai and Minneapolis more successful. And after the session was over, I was riding in this cab with my colleague Ashish, and he worked for a different company than I did. So we did not work for the same company. We did not have the same job function. We had actually professionally very little in common, other than that I was traveling to India on a frequent basis. But riding in that cab that day, dodging the vegetable carts and going over potholes and smelling the wonderful scent of India that drives me back over and over again, I had this epiphany, and I realized he and I were a global team. We actually were a global team, in spite of the fact that we did not work for the same company, that we did not have the same job function. We were both contributing to the success of a global business together. We were working on that together, so we were a global team. And all of a sudden I realized the definition of a global team has changed. It does not have to be anymore that you work for the same department or that you even interact in person. Now, probably a lot of you work virtually, I would imagine, yeah, with some of your colleagues. And I realized that that is the first part of the epiphany. But the second part is not all global teams are alike. And I realized that we are on a journey in this process to becoming more effective global teams with each other. So in a way, you could say this is a global team right here. Because in participating in this, we are all contributing to the success of global businesses.